G'day fellas and welcome to A Casted Game. Spawning in the north side of the map, playing in the color blue, we've got Cutie Pie as the Malians. I probably should mention he's playing the Malians. That is a pertinent fact. On the south side of the map, playing as the Mongols, ladies and gentlemen. Someone we have seen very rarely on this channel in the color teal. It's sort of. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here on Basin, witnessing this matchup for the very first time. Malians versus Mongols. A matchup that I've theorized quite a lot about. And look at this Gur. Is it just me or did they change the way the Gur looks? Look at this bad boy going around. He kind of looks like a mangonel who forgot to bring his fuching. Look at him go. He's looking for sheep right now, I think. Hold on. We got to ride on board with sort of. Look at him go. I don't think I've ever seen this. Is it bugged? It might be bugged. I think it's bugged. You can see the underground part, dude. Look at that. Like he's carrying a big load right there underneath. He's like a glacier, or an iceberg. He's got it all up the top, and well, you think it's all up the top. It's actually all underneath. Look at that. Yeah. He's doing well. Unfortunately, Cutie Pie gonna be able to pick up his sheep from underneath him. So my theory initially with this matchup was that Mongols should be good, right? Because the Malians need to make houses on their gold mines, so they're kind of far away from their TC, and the Mongols get bounty from burning down the buildings. The more I thought about it, the more I thought, well, actually, the Malians should do very well in this matchup because they have the Donzo. And the Donzo, even if you're starting off with a little bit of, well, let's just say a little bit of a delay, should actually catch up pretty well to even the free units here of the Mongols. We'll flip it over so you can see their build orders. God, look at the range on that right there. His line of sight, he just throws it off. So the Malian Donzo, the reason why it's so damn good is because it's got that ranged javelin throw. It's also got +1 ranged armor, which +1 melee armor rather, which makes it trade really effectively up against enemy spearmen. So as a result, I feel like it's just naturally a really good idea to be going for this. Now, Cutie Pie has scouted out exactly where sort of has spawned. They spawned it down to this spot. So the only place he's really going to be able to apply pressure, unfortunately, not going to be that gold mine. Instead, going to be the Uvu. There's a couple of ways that he can look to defend this. Number one is that he just does nothing, sends a villager out here as soon as it starts looking like it might be in trouble, and then drop down an archery range as soon as he hits into the Feudal Age, and then eventually go for castle afterwards. And it looks like that's exactly what Cutie Pie is going to be doing here. Now, one of the things to note is that javelin is going to go on cooldown every time he throws it, but it will continue, what's the word, recovering, even if he's sieging up enemy positions. Khan now coming out, throws off the javelin. Cutie Pie looking to pick this up in the middle. We'll ride on board with sort of and see how he's doing though. As we are now working towards that second age. He's still... I mean, this is actually a pretty decent opening here from Cutie Pie. I want to just actually check in with him as he's bringing back all the sheep. And look at this. Quite a few villagers here on stragglers. And I love this. I love this opening. This is something that, I guess, you know, naturally it's going to happen. The developers specifically moved straggler trees closer to the town center. So now that when you spawn very close to your straggler trees, or rather the straggler trees spawn very close to you. And so it's very efficient for you to actually take this wood. So naturally, it means that people are going to be looking to take that wood without dropping down the lumber camp. And it's great to see Cutie Pie actually doing that here because he's able to turn this into a very aggressive opening that's going to be able to be quite strong here. Throws off the javelins towards that Khan. It's only going to be a matter of time until those javelins have regenerated. We can see right there he's got another 8 seconds before it comes in. Villager going to come in. Now, what he can do with the javelins is actually target down the villager. But I think the smart thing's probably just going to be targeting down the Khan because the villager, as he comes in and looks to attack it, got to be careful of that town center. The villager can just be replaced. He can just bring out another villager and repair this down. So I think just focusing down the Khan's going to be the best choice here. But obviously, if the Khan's not here, beautiful little position. He can throw off those javelins again. Let's see if he goes for it. Villager might be under attack. No, he's going to fall back. You can see it's kind of bugging out. He wants to throw the javelins, but he can't. He's got to be so careful not to lose that. So if you're within a certain range, you can't throw the javelin. And you can see that that's what he's trying to do. So it's a little bit buggy here. It's got a minimum range distance. I think it's probably about a minimum of like 4.5 tiles. And it's so frustrating because if he's throwing that off right now, this villager is almost dead. He just needs to step back over here and throw it out. But I guess I'm done coaching. I'm done coaching Cutie Pie for the moment. And we'll check in on the other side of the map as the lumber camp goes down. Going to be dropping it down at the backside here. Going to be leaving the integrity of the front of his base. Look at this base. What a beautiful spawn he's got. Triple front wood lines. Berries out to the front. And of course, a gold on the backside. Really, really nice to see. But yeah, I think Cutie Pie here probably hasn't really played to his strength and sort of, I mean, this is very ballsy coming in from him. villager a little bit out of position. We'll wait and see whether PewDiePie is going to spot this out. You can see 4 of them actually do get their shots off. If the 5th one came off, he would be able to get the cycle through. And you can see him now actually looking just to focus down the archery range. But, I mean, this is what we were talking about. So I think this is just the consequence of, like, of the Malians and not really understanding them yet and how they work and how to manipulate the Donzo. Because you could be throwing javelins right now. You just got to step back a little bit to do it. But he is going to work down that archery range. We do see double archers coming out. And now, as a result, PewDiePie just going to be falling back. Unfortunately, with his tail in his legs, he hasn't really achieved much out here. I mean, he's done a little bit of repair time. Didn't kill the Khan, didn't kill any villagers. He's forced an archery range with double archer, but that's about it. And it's not a big deal for Swordov, because Swordov's like, well, thanks, I make the archers, and now I go push your base, and now I'm going to force a stable out of you. So, you know, it works out both sides for him. So, right on board with PewDiePie, as he is dropping down that Mensa quarry. 9 villagers tapping away at that. Scout out in the corner, just scouting out exactly what his enemy's up to, or at least what resources he's got, as the Khan now moves across the map. Going to be spotting the Donzos. It's the archers in tow. Beautiful little spot out here. Lots of gold in the center. Once again, this map is Basin. It's one of the Red Bull Wallalol maps that is exclusive, and we are tracking Swordov as he begins preparing for that Red Bull Wallalol, preparing his Mongols for the wrath of people like Marine Lord, Beastie Cutie, the Viper. A lot of good players going to be there. Now we see instead it's going to be an archery range coming out for him, so not forcing down the stable. So it's going to be going for the archery range, so might be moving into javelins. Definitely a good choice, but behind this, we can see Swordov looking to go heavy into upgrades. It's going to be a feudal age play from him. Hardened Spearman, as well as wheelbarrow. So not looking towards that castle age, something that you would typically expect a Mongol player to be doing. And something a bit dangerous to be doing up against the Malians. Malians notorious for their strength in the feudal age. Donzo plus the javelin thrower is an insanely difficult combination to deal with. You've got to have really good micro to go up against it, because if you even, you don't pay attention for 4 or 5 seconds, that's it. Your archers have just been firing at a javelin thrower, and they've been doing no damage whatsoever. They've just been tickling his armpits with little arrows coming in. But now Donzo's coming out, able to fire off their own arrows, hitting the archer, 25 damage. Not too bad. Spearman now coming out as well. First of the javelin thrower is out. This guy's got 3 ranged armor. Exactly what you want in this situation. That's only 5 damage, or 5 range damage that's coming out from the archers. But the javelin thrower only going to be taking a volley, or taking 2 damage a volley from these guys. And a single javelin thrower able to force back all of these archers for now. Very nicely played. And you can expect to see a second one coming out. There it is. He's got to be careful not to pick off more than he can chew, though. The archer's a little bit, well, I'm not going to say a little bit faster, because they're the same speed. That YAM network, always a possibility for them. Survival techniques now coming in as well for PewDiePie, so might be thinking about moving out towards some of those huntables, maybe even moving towards professional scouts as an option. Obviously, the Malians have got very strong scouts in their warrior scouts. And we do see he's yet to add in a second pit mine. Villagers out here need to be careful as the archers as well as the spearmen in the north side of the map begin moving in. Javelin thrower is going to be coming out, firing down upon the spearmen. He holds his position for the moment, doing plenty of damage here. He needs more javelin throwers, and you can see he's dropping down that second archery range, realizing he doesn't really have the production to deal with this. Behind this, sort of, might be even thinking about a second town center. We can see the resources that he's stacking up. 660 of that, of the world's best wood. Let's just put it that way. That Mongol wood comes in very, very quickly. YAM network, wheelbarrow, and the Gur constantly moving up. See, +1 also picked up on the wood, and the first of the bounties is going to be coming in for our Mongol player, sort of looking pretty solid in this opening here. Donzo's not really being effective. Need to pull these ones up. At the same time, he's just being overwhelmed, I think, at the moment in the early stage of the game. The consequence of not going for that double archery range a little bit sooner has meant that he's had a little bit of a slow flow with the javelin throwers, but now we hear that Khan firing off the attack speed arrow, movement speed arrow. It's going to be 33% increase on that one. Got to be careful, and oh my lord, good night, sweet prince. Takes out the Khan in just a single foul swoop. These guys must have extra damage against ranged. Indeed they do. So the Khan taking 12 damage a pop right there from those javelin throwers. A good game, surely going to be called any second now as the javelin try their best to fall back, and you can see the archers actually doing a pretty decent job here. No upgrades coming in just yet from the blacksmith. But look at all of the houses that have been killed here, and this is part of the reason why my theory was that the Mongols should be a pretty decent force up against the Malians. Just going to be constantly able to take out those houses and be getting in that nice little trickle. Now on the opposite side of the map, we do begin to see houses coming down around the second of the pit mines. Ideally, he'd like to avoid any attention over towards that side. With the Khan going down, there's not really going to be a lot of scouting information about where that expansion is out, but you can assume that that is where your enemy's going to go. You've got majority control on the north side of the map, so naturally they're going to move that way. Toll Outpost going up in the middle. We're right on board with Cutie Pie as he looks to defend this position, and will so successfully. Options here for sort of, including going up to the third age or looking to stick it out a bit longer in the feudal age, maybe dropping down a ram or two, but forcing your enemy just to make these 2 outposts is already feels like a little bit of a win. So not too bad for him in that regard either. Mansa Quarry still sitting on gold for the moment, yet to move over to stone. 1 town center plays for our Cutie Pie in the north, but the 2nd town center has come up for sort of on the south side. He's also thinking about going for a castle age here. He's got to be careful not to fall victim to a potential feudal age push here, and Cutie Pie pushing out now. We do start to see more upgrades. It's going to be hardened Donzos coming through for him. Majority of these units going to fall back to the safety of the TC. Another double batch of archers coming through. And Stables getting dropped down now on the Uvu. Sort of looking for this timing, and you can see, give him another minute or two and he's going to be there. We crossed that 11-minute mark, and with that, we head from the villager count over to the resource per minute count. Hopefully that timing's not too bad. At the moment, villager count looking quite solid for both of these players. Keep in mind that Cutie Pie's also got the pit mines that aren't being counted on that villager count, so it's probably best to just be going off the resources that they're generating. You can see it's pretty even at the moment. In fact, almost identical for these guys collecting their resources. But I do like the position of sort of a little bit better. The 2 TCs, the fact that he's so close to that 2nd TC. And I don't think, if we could take a look at Cutie Pie, we know that he's got blacksmith upgrades, but the question is whether he's got that siege engineering in. And he does have the siege engineering in. Okay, Cutie Pie's position actually not terrible here. As long as we see a battering ram or 2 drop down very, very shortly, it's not going to be terrible. Remember, the Mongol buildings can always pack up and leave. And I guess realistically, that is a reality. He needs to hit that production though. As long as that age up, as soon as that age up comes through. Oh, I don't know how I feel about the age up going down right there on the front side, especially when your enemy's hovering out the front of your base. We can see Cutie Pie actually spots this out and immediately begins moving towards that position. Seconds before disaster as the step redoubt being slowly but steadily built up here with 13 villagers focusing now on the ranged Khan. Good night, sweet prince. Once again, the Khan gets sniped out. Whole bunch of horsemen going to be coming out as well. We enter into the cinematic mode as the Donzos look to repel the horsemen and do so successfully. Javelins looking to take down the archers on the backside, getting done pretty well. At the same time, he's looking to just hold on this position, wants to make sure that he's able to get this landmark up. Plenty of villagers still down here for the moment, but the Donzos and Javelin archers looking pretty decent as they push through. Should be able to prevent this landmark from coming up, but unfortunately it does go up, so a little bit slow on that one. And with that, Cutie Pie probably going to be falling back. Nope, he's doubling down. He says, you know what? Sure, you might be the castle age. Sure, you might have double stable. Sure, you might have 4 lancers coming at me any second. But we going ham right now, baby. We going ham. And indeed, he looks to go ham, adding in a 2nd ram. I didn't mean to rhyme it, but I guess it technically wasn't a crime, so I don't mind it. Did I just do a triple right there? That was a bit like an M&M. I don't know if you guys caught that, but that was a lot of raps right there. Cutie Pie starting to fall behind on the villager count as well. We see an increase of 6 villagers for sort of. Not too bad. The 2nd ram now coming up. Outpost also going to be coming in. Nice little movement here of the deer stones to the backside. Wants it to become less of a target. Needs to keep this up as the first of the lancers make their way out onto the field. Looks like it's just going to be a single lancer for the moment, so no double-double for him. See, it's just going to be single lancers once again. I guess he's probably spent a little bit too much stone on those archers on the way through, but now managing to take out the archers on the way to the town center. He continues focusing down on the Donzos. That's going to be the key factor here. Focus the Donzos. That way your lancers, those lancers are your win condition. If those Donzos are dead, your lancers are going to be able to reign supreme over the javelin throwers. Town center now going to become the focus of the attention of the battering rams. Battering rams going to be in a little bit of trouble, going to have to fall back. Donzos, unfortunately, paying a little bit too much attention to the battering ram in the back, and the javelins now throwing off beautiful little shots. There's so much range on those javelin throwers. And now the 3rd age reached by Cutie Pie. You would suspect it's a Farimba garrison. I can't see it. I can't see it. Did I get it right? I'm not sure. Wait, what was that? No, was that the Khan going down? What was that? Something happened. I don't know what that was. Maybe I didn't see the... Maybe I didn't see it? The Khan has been killed again. So it wasn't the Khan going down. We just see the Khan go down again. What was that sound? I've got no idea what that was. Oh, it was the Khan respawning. Okay, my bad, my bad. I thought it was Cutie Pie going to the 3rd age behind. I'm like, man, this guy's got an economy and a half. If he's making battering rams like this and he's going for an age up, Third battering ram coming through now. Javelin throw is going to be careful. I feel like the mass at the moment for Cutie Pie isn't really increasing. The town center doing a great job of just picking off units. The consequence of going in with too few rams. Ideally, you want to be pushing in with about 3, 4, 5 rams to really hit down that town center nice and hard and fast. Cause plenty of damage. Plenty of havoc. Now, I don't think Cutie Pie actually realizes about the second town center just yet. He still thinks it's one base versus one base. And the longer this game goes on, the better it gets for Sort of. And the more likely Sort of gets for winning the game, because his position just continues to increase. It's looking very solid. Now Cutie Pie pushing in with the third of the rams. Let's see if he's able to do some cute little villager micro right here. The trick with these villagers is you got to command them to go on the gold mine right before you put them in the town center. You got to go right-click the gold mine, then hit G. And then to get him out of the town center, you press C right now. Oh, he did it. He did it. He did it. Very, very nicely done by Sort of. He knows exactly what he's doing. Beautiful little shots right there. And now falling back away from that, managing to take the first ram down. We once again enter into the cinematic mode as beautiful micro comes out there from Sort of. Absolutely immaculate stuff. And now the Rams continue working down that town center. He's looking to hold on in this position. And the Malian Feudal Age push is looking very strong now. Where are these Donzos going? They're leaving their javelin throwers open. He's trying to chase around the Knights, but now all of a sudden the Knights are going to be able to make their way through. And look at the complete cleanup on the front side. The men-at-arms together with the archers just cleaning up the javelin throwers. The Donzos out of position. Beautiful micro coming through from Sort of. Once again, this guy's got insane micro. And I guess that explains why he's so damn good at StarCraft, so damn good at Age of Empires. He is just that good, and it feels like he's on another level right now. Just taking Cutie Pie to school and really cleaning up with it. Absolutely cleans this position up. He is up on tech, he's up on economy, he's up on military. This is good game, ladies and gentlemen, and I expect Cutie Pie going to be tapping out any second. I can hear the chat messages. Good game gets called. Well played by Sort of in that defense. An absolutely immaculate micro. 100% playing into that one. Fellas, I hope you've enjoyed this casted game. Make sure you check out Red Bull Wallalol Legacy. It's going to be coming up in late October. I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.